I have a question for you, Bob.
Yeah, well, okay.
Now, with you're talking about one world government. I agree with you. I think they're trying to form a one world government so they can have a king of the world, and one person wants to be the king of the world. And I haven't really picked out who that is yet. I know a couple presidents back, I kind of figured that out, who was trying to be the king of the world. Do you think if everybody started networking together and doing things together, do you think we could pull out of this, or do you think we're really a lost cause?
I don't know. I would like to think, Pollyannishly, that we have a chance. But these people are bearing down on us. They don't care. They know if they lose, it's over. They lose everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And so they're not going to take any prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we can't either.
Right.
And that's just the way life is.
Well, I agree with you there. I do agree with that. I think it's time everybody stood up.
So, what happened at the fall of the Berlin Wall, Bob? You remember when Russia's government changed and they televised it on and all of that? Do you think that was all choreographed at that point by the Illuminists?
I don't know. It could have been. I know that Gorbachev is one of them. And the Yeltsin crime family was beyond belief. I mean, these people were so corrupted, it was incredible. And America put them into office, essentially. And so who they got running things now, a very smart man, Putin.
Yeah.
And he's former KGB, so he's no dummy. You know, they only took the best people. I know, I used to spy against them. And so I don't know. To me, it's a mystery. I don't know where they're coming from or where they're going.
Right. I know it's a train wreck. It is a big train wreck.
All we can do is guess and back into things. I've been pretty good at it, and fortunate to have been able to make a lot of right decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But there's, some things I just can't answer. And I certainly don't have any special powers that would allow me to look into the future. I'm just an old man who's very well educated.
And you're always right on the money. I mean, everything that I've read, you're right on the money. I have one more question for you here. How strong do you think this, everybody's talking about this little Obama army or whatever that's being formed. How strong do you think that is now? I mean, do you think that's a big force now, or do you think he's kind of losing that battle?
Which army?
Well, there's always talk of forming the little army or the little, let's tell on each other, or in the United States, where they kind of recruit people to have a little private army.
Like the youth.
Like the Hitler Youth Group, I guess you know. Right.
Just like it's like would be like enlistment for
private citizen army.
Private citizens. He was talking about during his campaign.
Well, I think things like that will happen spontaneously,
mm-hmm.
and I don't see any reason to form them now, because if you do that, you leave yourself open to arrest and other things.
Right.
So I don't think people should do that. If they think that should be done, they should discuss it with one another. But I wouldn't bring anybody in from the outside that you don't know or haven't known for years. Use the single cell concept, which the Minutemen used during the 1960s,
right.
Which I was involved in. And you got to be cool. The world wasn't ready in the 60s. They are now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's those people understood everything that was going on, but they were unable to get anything going because there was no dreadful economic circumstances.
I'm gonna change gears on you real quick here, Bob. Just a real quick question for you today. Gold today, kind of flat. What was your read on it for today?
It was taking a rest. The government's still in the market, banging it around. The bullion buyers are still in there buying. Got a report today that Sri Lanka has been a buyer for 5 or 6 months. India just supposedly bought 200 tons, and so there is a groundswell of buying of gold, and I think one of the reasons why is I think any new currency that they try to form as an international trading unit is going to have a gold backing of some kind. And most of these countries don't have any, or they get very little. And in not having any, in the top 20 countries, it would make them difficult for their currency to participate. And of course, Sri Lanka, which used to be called Ceylon, they're a very small country, and they don't matter in the big scheme of things, but they see what's going on, so they're a buyer. I mean, Argentina, with all its problems, was a buyer at $425 an ounce.
Wow.
They saw it coming because, they had participated in a classic debauching of the currency in the late 1990s, and they walked away from 2/3 of their debt. And I don't know how many times that they had done it before, but it was numerous. And so consequently, there have been a lot of buyers out there, and they're going to continue to be. And I don't believe the United States government has much gold left, or any at all. And of course, that's another secret. We have a transparent democracy. You want to laugh, and they won't tell us. And they haven't been audited since 1954. So how do we know what they've got? England doesn't have any. They had to bail out the LBMA, which is the OTC market in gold, 2 weeks ago. And in bailing them out and delivering physical, because people were demanding physical, and they were paying a $250 to $300 per ounce premium for them to walk away from the delivery contract. And the buyers said, no, we want the gold, because physical gold is hard to get in size. And so the Bank of England delivered the gold for them. And what was it? It was 88 to 90%. It's called melt. Standard delivery is 99.9. Where did the gold come from? There's only one country in the world that has coin melt. It's the United States government. Now, they either delivered the gold on behalf of the Bank of England, on behalf of these criminals who are running the over-the-counter market in gold in London and can't deliver. In fact, they're short 50,000 tons of gold. And there's no way to deliver. Now, listen to this. They could have previously, England, delivered good delivery gold in behalf of the U.S. on some sales contract and been paid with melt that they hadn't refined or re-refined as yet. That's possible. But in all likelihood, the U.S. delivered it. COMEX, 3 months ago, couldn't make gold delivery. The European Central Bank delivered the gold so they could make delivery. About 9 months ago, COMEX couldn't make delivery, and Canada lost, L-O-S-T, tons of gold. I mean, they really expect us to believe that. Where did it end up? It ended up in the COMEX. How do I know that? I had 2 subscribers take delivery, and they get bars from the Canadian Mint.